We really couldn't trust them, could we? Now, Labour have U-turned on their position when it comes to the ICC potentially issuing an arrest warrant to Benjamin Netanyahu. Now, last week, I was pleasantly surprised when Labour said they wouldn't block an arrest warrant from the ICC, which the Tories said they would. It was logical. It was a morally correct position, an international court holding someone who has committed war crimes to account. And the decent internationalist thing to do is to back them. And that was an example of clear water between Labour and the Tory party. Now, during the election, Labour loyalists would say, well, look at all these policy differences between Labour and the Tories. Calling them the same is rubbish. Calling them red Tory is purist, or you just want another Tory government. And my response always was, for years, we've seen Labour backtrack on their policy positions. And it's no good saying, well, these are the things we're going to do differently if you don't have the strength to fight for them. Labour is a bitch for power. Any decent policies that were announced by them were either severely watered down or dropped. And guess what? We were proven right. And just a day after David Lammy visited Israel, suddenly their position changed. Now, this from the Middle East Eye is interesting. Earlier this month, The Guardian reported that the Labour government would drop its attempt to delay the ICC's decision. The report by Mariv came after reports last week that the US was lobbying the Labour government to not drop the legal challenge. If the Mariv report is confirmed, it would suggest those lobbying efforts have been successful. Now, who could have guessed that the US was lobbying the UK in order to support war crimes? Although, if you ask me, they would have U-turned even if the US weren't involved. So to all the centrists who are saying that Labour are getting things done, the adults are back in charge, I'm sorry, but it's the same old genocidal, enabling war criminals in power. And I noted that Owen Jones shared an image of Lammy shaking hands with Israel's president, Isaac Herzog, and he said it was disgraceful, and I think that's a fair point. Yet the usual suspects were attacking him, saying David Lammy went over there and called for a ceasefire. He said it to their face. He's getting things done. And that reminds me during the 2016 Democratic Party debate between Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton, and Bernie was saying how Wall Street acted like crooks and he would take them on. And Hillary Clinton said, well, I went to Wall Street and I said, cut it out. It's literally the same energy. Materially, it makes no difference. There's no point saying, oh, ceasefire, please, whilst clearly not backing the ICC if they were to issue an arrest warrant. It doesn't make any difference if they don't cut funding or arms, which they haven't done yet. They said that they're going to look into it, but they haven't done anything. And my guess is they won't. I'm happy to be proven wrong, but Labour are weak. Look at what's happening in the US right now. Look, I think Donald Trump is going to win. I think the administration is going to be far more extreme and fascist than before. And Labour will have to choose, side with Trump or stand up to the special relationship. There's no middle ground here. Now, Trump may enact policies so extreme that even Starmer would personally disagree with it. But do you think he will publicly go against the US? Starmer is someone who loves to show that he is a compliant agent of power. Trump is going to be more pro-Israel than Biden. I know that's a hard task, but he is. And is there a line where Starmer would stand up to them? I honestly don't think there is. And it's not even about personal politics. I even think that on a personal level, he doesn't agree with his public positions. I think he is someone who does care about international law. And I think he does think what Israel is doing is wrong. But because he's so weak, because he doesn't want to stand up to power, he's the serf that loves his master. That's all I see when I look at Starmer. So he's willing to ditch his personal views in the name of upholding the establishment. And in a way, that makes him far worse. If he were to truly believe everything he's doing, I actually think it's not as bad. No, look, I could be wrong. That's just my personal speculation there. But it's not even been 2 weeks since they were elected, and they are already making U-turns. And the media, well, they're fairly silent, and they love a good U-turn. They love sticking it to political parties when they show their contradictions. But that depends on policy. And the media don't want to call out Labour on the ICC because the media agrees with it, which is why you may see the odd article on it, Middle East Eye, maybe The Guardian, but the BBC taking on David Lammy on live TV, really sticking it to the government? I doubt it. For those who voted Labour at the election, this is what you voted for. A bunch of war criminals complicit in a genocide. I'm excited to say that Turn Left has significantly grown this year, and with that, we've managed to produce far more ambitious content, interviewing high-profile people. We did a 12-hour live election show. There are multiple people behind Turn Left, but we are still working around our full-time work. But we would love it if this was our full-time. It means we could dedicate so much more and to bring even more ambitious content. So if you've been here from the beginning, or you've only recently become a viewer, if you like what we do, then you can help us out. Please like and share this video. Make sure you drop a comment. We want to hear your thoughts. We want to hear your feedback. And we desperately need more independent media. If you want to see a socialist media alternative thrive, then you could be part of that. So if you can support us on Patreon for £3 or £5 per month, or any one-off donation. We can use that money to upgrade our equipment, to rent out a proper studio, and to start paying ourselves. This is only the beginning. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Patreon.com, Turn Left Media. Support independent media. Support social justice that's there on social media. Thank you, Turn Left.